Hey, what is going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. And in today's session, it was absolutely beautiful today. I was not expecting like 100% to what was going to happen, to be honest. But yeah, probably an 80 to 90%, how can I say, probabilities for price to go in my direction today. How did I know this? Uh, I will explain. Okay, I actually ended up making two entries, one in Nasdaq and another one on S&P 500. Now, let me go ahead and break it down pretty much top to bottom right here. I'm gonna go ahead and start from Nasdaq, pretty much right here. I did send this to my VIP group right here. Okay, this area pretty much price was already touching an important fair value gap in New York session. And I was telling them, okay, well, it's possible the price could actually maybe get a little deeper. I was a little concerned about this stop loss. I'll explain in a minute what was the chances for this one to play out really well. Now, let me show you. So one of the first things that we have to take into consideration, if we see here, let me hide this for a second. We can see that this is the candle from Friday. Okay, this is Friday. So we're having that entire week actually price melting down until, like, you see this one big candle on Tuesdays was huge. The entire week it started with a very strong volume to the downside. Okay, displacing every time the candles every day. The candles was so bearish, displacing below a previous low. Right here, strongly bearish, displacing below this previous low. Uh, the next day on Wednesday, displacing below this previous low. So continuation right here. And then Thursday, again, displacing below this previous low. And then we had Friday. Friday was the NFP, right? They actually had NFP report. Now, look at what happened. Because when you start reading the candles, if you haven't seen, I actually have a video regarding this, how to understand the daily bias, how you are able to predict what the daily bias is going to be. Make sure to check it out. I'm going to leave it right here at the top right corner so you can check it, okay? Because this is a killer. This is a killer thing to sort of identify where the price is going to go. It's not going to be like this all the time, 100% of the times. It's not a guarantee thing, but very high chances, like normally very high probability. But you have to know where to, like, how to read the candles, okay? Where you're standing. Are you in a support? Are you actually currently, I don't know, is price currently sweeping some sort of liquidity? What type of PD array are you hitting, right? It's very important. Also, one thing right here that we see on the daily is, okay, price had a very big impulse, say from this leg, right? If let's go bring this thing up, you can use the fib from the lowest point to the high, right? Just use the fib, right? And you are at discount. We are actually below the 50% discount. Good, okay? And we know that at that point it's starting to look good for buys, for potential buys. Another thing that we see is that this fair value gap right here on the daily is actually there. You see, it was respected. The body of the candle did not close below. We're actually closing bullish. If you pay attention to the candle, as I mentioned, if you look at the actual candle, look at this. Failure to displace below this previous low. Why is it failing? We are not seeing the body of the candle closing below. If the body of the candle does not close below this low, probabilities are, or chances are, that price will actually try to go on the next day for this high. And this low is going to be protected. So now that I am on a daily, I'm going to mark up my daily high and my daily low. Now, once I have it marked up, right, daily high, daily low, I know what my bias is going to be. In this case, this was on Friday. I know what my bias is going to be for today, Monday, okay? Or at least the first 2 days of the week, Monday, Tuesday. Like, if this high has not been reached by Monday, probably Tuesday, it's going to be reaching it, probably. Depending on how the next candle, of course, it's going to close, how this Monday is going to close. I'm telling you, this doesn't necessarily has to happen all the time, but probabilities are that yes, it's going to go to in this case, towards the daily high based on how this candle closed. Okay. Not just that. Look at where we're standing. We're standing on a huge fair value gap. We can use this fair value gap as an excuse to be looking for a buy, for a potential bounce in this imbalance, right? Now, that being said, of course, when we start going in lower time frame, this is what happens right here. Now, you see these gray zones right here? This is New York session. I don't trade London session. Okay, I don't trade London session. However, this is what happened during London session. Actually, there was a really good setup right here in this area. Look at what London was doing. Pretty much, we had an accumulation phase. Price was pretty much accumulating. We're kind of in a range right here. And then price did the manipulation, and then boom, distribution today during New York, right? So I was seeing, by the time I wake up, right? I wake up somewhere here, and in this candle, somewhere around this candle. So I'm taking a look. I'm seeing on 15-minute, 5-minute time frame. I see what happened already. If you look on a 15-minute, you see that the price already had done a really nice setup during London. Sadly, I don't trade London because I don't need to be waking at 4 in the morning to be trading London. You know, it's very uncomfortable for somebody to be waking up at that hour. I mean, if it's fine by you, I mean, cool. But no, I don't. I stick to just New York. This is more comfortable for me. So you see right here, we had a nice sweep, sell side liquidity. All we have to do when we know that our bias, our daily bias is bullish, all we have to do is look for a buy setup. We're going to be ignoring any potential sell setup because our bias is bullish. So we don't want to go against that. Okay. If you go in that favor of the daily bias, you're going to be more, how can I say, more accurate with this thing. You know, the probabilities are always on your end. And if you are going with the daily bias, again, it's not going to happen all the time. So, and an entry could have been, I see, look at the nice reaction even at the 50% because the price did reach the 50% of this fair value gap. Stop would have been here, take profit probably here, or going all the way to the top to the daily high. This would have been a nice TP, right? From there. I don't trade London. So I'm waking up. By the time I wake up, price is actually right here in this area. Somewhere here. So I'm waiting for New York session to open. I'm starting to send some setups to the team. I can actually share with you this here. This is Nasdaq. You see, New York session was just starting to open. This was on a 15-minute time frame. New York session was just starting to open. I was kind of expecting probably some sort of sell side liquidity being taken during New York in order to go up, right? And S&P right here, 15-minute. Then I send it on a 5-minute, explaining that we have already a formation of a fair value gap potentially. Let's see how it closed. 53 seconds for this candle to close, so most likely we're having that fair value gap right there. So I was kind of expecting price to go here and then boom, this place, right? Now, look. So we wait, price pushes up, leaves the fair value gap right there, right? Price then decides to come into the zone. I was placing my entry in that area. I was a little concerned about this lows right here. These are relative equal lows. And this is what I was saying to the team, that this is a high risk entry because of the New York session just starting right here. You see where the best entry would have been, right? London. But now we're in New York, and what we're trying to do right here is just continue with the trend, continue with the distribution. We are in this, the accumulation already happened, manipulation already happened. So now we are in the distribution phase. So we're trying to continue with that move, right? But I was a little concerned because we do have relative equal lows. I didn't want to place my stop loss anyway, something far away, although I could have. But I just said, okay, man, what the hell? I'm just going to leave it like that. I like the risk to reward. And if I get stopped out, I'm going to try to re-enter. My bias is still bullish for the day, Like in the worst case scenario, maybe I was looking for something like this, maybe a sweep, then displacement up, pulling back to another fair value gap, and then boom, I could have probably entered again, right? So this would have been my sell side liquidity right here, little, right? And then market structure shift in this area right here. And then with another fair value gap. So I would probably be looking for that, right? However, look at this. Price does not sweep any liquidity. After the first entry that I took, price came back again to sort of the same. You see, it's not even sweeping this low, did not sweep any low. And then from there, New York session, New York Stock Exchange open right here, and then you started pushing. Beautiful, directly to the target, to that daily target, right? Of course, where are we right now? Price did push up a lot higher. I don't care. I'm out, and I'm more than satisfied with this little push right here. I mean, it wasn't that little, to be honest. And I was making two positions. I was making two entries at the same time. They was this setup on S&P was almost literally the same. It's just that it was a little slower. S&P was moving a little bit slower than Nasdaq, but it did end up displacing all the way to the top. If you also look in this last manipulation move, you see where my target, why I was actually also going for the high, not just for the daily high, coincidentally is between the 2 and 2.5, okay? And the standard deviation projection using the Fibonacci from this low to the high of this manipulation move. Target perfect this area. Although it did continue pushing, it went all the way almost to the 4. But anyways, this is normally the best zone to target. So guys, this is what I did to understand what my daily bias was. This is how I executed. This is what I shared to the team. This, if you're interested in getting into my VIP group, just to let you know, this is not a signal group. Okay? I provide all the information. I teach. I am a mentor. I provide lifetime mentorship for just a one-time payment. You can find there's a discount right now on my website. You can go ahead and check it out. The link, the website is in the description below. Make sure to check it out. And if you're interested, we would love to have you being part of the team forever. So one-time payment, and you're part of the team forever. I share this every single day. My wins, my losses, of course, everything. If I'm buying, if I'm selling, if I'm cutting losses, if I'm uh, taking partial profits, everything I do it. And not just this, I do also webinars and I make videos, breakdowns during, like before, during, and after the sessions. Okay. So continuous mentoring. If that's what you're looking for, then this is for you. If you're looking for signals, I don't recommend you getting any type of signals at all from anybody. Be careful, right? So, guys, this is what I do basically to sort of understand what my bias is. It doesn't work all the time. As I mentioned, this is not the holy grail because it doesn't work 100% of the times. But if I'm really focused in what I'm looking for, what I can do is I can literally uh, just focus on the best candles. Or, for example, if you go on a daily, right, you see this was a good opportunity, definitely, to start looking for buys on Monday. But what if is Monday and you see this candle? Let's go here. You see that price is already kind of choppy, right? In this area. And this what, let's say this was actually Friday, right? Okay, what do we see? Okay, we'll kind of see the price try to break above this previous high, swept, fell to this place above, and now close below. Okay, well, probably is going to be bearish. Probably is going to be bearish a little bit until at least until it reaches this low. What happens the next candle? Yeah, it sweeps that low and then pushes up, right? On a Monday. This is just an example, right? It's just an example. But probably here or this candle maybe was not my favorite to trade. Or let's say this one, right? This was Friday. And then you're trying to trade on a Monday. You see, this one is not telling you much because this candle never swept the high, never swept the low from Thursday. There is no a clear direction. So if I go on a Monday, I see a Monday, and Monday, this just after seeing Friday how it closed, oh, I know Monday is gonna probably be a shitty day to trade. It's either going to be choppy, indecisive. It's kind of risky to say because you don't have a clear bias. It's indecision. What this candle is telling you, not sweeping high, not sweeping, staying in between, it's not telling you much. This is what I mean. So probably Monday is not going to be a good day to trade. You're going to have to wait. That's why you have different indices, different currency pairs. You can look for other setups. Okay, don't force any setup. Don't force it. If you don't see it, if it's a bad day already, if it's showing you not a good candle, then what are you doing there? If you don't have a clear bias, you shouldn't be trading. You have to have a clear bias. This was very clear for me. Very clear. Yeah, we're standing on a fair value gap. Look at how this candle closed. I love it. I'm sure this high is going to be taken. It still doesn't guarantee that it's going to be hit. It's not a guarantee. My job is to not just be making an entry right here. Oh my God, because Eduardo is telling me that this is the daily high. I'm going to be buying right away here. Then this low is supposed to be protected, right? So, okay, I'm going to put the stop loss below this low. I'm going to target this high because that's what Eduardo is saying, right? No, it's not like that. Once you have your daily bias, you understand that you go in lower time frame, and then your job right here is find a setup, find a buy setup. If you're right here, if you're right here, you already marked up your high and your low, right? Your daily high and your daily low. What's your job right here? Your job in this area, somewhere in this area, your job is to find a buy setup. Okay? In here, you're in between this range, in between this daily candle that was on Friday, right? The low and the high. Your job is to find a buy setup, not a sell setup. I don't care about sell setups. I'm going to be looking for a buy setup. Okay, so you just have to sit back, relax, wait, okay, and look for some, in this case, sell side liquidity to be taken, and then displacement, whatever strategy you're trying to follow. Okay, because finding the daily bias, you could use it with any strategy, not necessarily ICT. This could be with SMC. I mean, support, resistance, what the hell. Yeah, you can do it with everything, right? Doesn't matter the strategy you're using. So in my scenario, I'm doing ICT. So I am waiting for some sell side liquidity being taken, displacement to the upside with a fair value gap being mitigated right there. Boom, that's the entry. Take profit at least here or all the way to the top. So I hope it makes sense, guys. Please understand. I know it's not that easy, but hey, I'm also leaving a playlist right here at the top right corner. I'm going to leave a playlist for ICT. And if you like SMC, Smart Money Concept, I do have another playlist for that. You can learn everything in there. Just let me know what you think. Make sure to subscribe if you're new. Please give it a big thumbs up. It motivates me to keep posting content for you guys more often. I will see you guys in the next one. Alrighty, take it easy.